Bro, when I went to Ghana, um, I truly felt that was the first time I felt like a black, just a black man.
Yeah.
I'm not a black man who's a threat.
Yeah.
I'm not a black man that is ghetto because
Yeah.
he's wearing a do-rag.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a black man that's uneducated.
Yep.
I'm not a black man that's trying to rob you.
Yep.
I'm just a black man.
Yeah.
That was the first time in my life that I literally walked outside of society and I felt no pressure to try and conform to what I think people's perceptions of me are.
So hello and welcome back to another remarkable episode on the Black Suit Tonight Africa Rising channel. Once again, my name is Ben Carson. Yes, that's my pen name. If you're new to this channel, I need a favor from you. Kindly like this video. If you haven't subscribed, please kindly subscribe and share. Let somebody that needs this as part of his or her mental therapy get this as a black person. This channel is called Black Suit Tonight Africa Rising channel. I firmly believe that every person with a dark skin pigment like mine has something to do with the continent of Africa, whether that's where you are from or you have a lineage from there, no matter where you were born or where you claim to be from. Now, a chance on this video that you've just watched, and you can see from my facial expression that I'm so much intrigued and interested in what this guy was saying. Now, I'm going to give you a quick background about this particular video, what the person actually means, and me as somebody from Ghana, the country that he's talking about, and somebody who has lived out of Ghana for an extended period of time, for more than 10 years. And then when I went back, how I felt and how I think, or why I think he's right as part of our mental therapy as black people, especially those that are from the diaspora, or those that claim to be from the diaspora, or those that have lived in the diaspora, lived outside of continent for quite a while. So I channeled this video actually on Facebook. Now getting into the video itself, I channeled the video on Facebook, and it was just a short snap of it with somebody sort of also getting through the same emotions that I was going through it. And so I decided to dig and find out what this whole thing is about. So I realized that the host of the show, which is a podcast called Express Yourself Black Man, is called Kizzle, and he was the person that was speaking. So the person speaking in the video, expressing his experience when he went to Ghana, is called Kizzle. I perceive he's an American who is trying to also has set up this podcast and more like an association organization to help black men, especially black people, but especially the men, to go through life, to be able to discover themselves and be successful as black people, which is very good. And so he's interviewing Jelani Nate. Jelani Nate is a person whose dad is from Ghana, so he has Ghanaian heritage one way or the other, but he's an American. He's also been to Ghana, who also has an NGO, a non-for-profit organization that is also helping with mental therapy for black people. And so as part of his organization, his activity for black people, I think they do hiking, they go to secluded area to have time for themselves, to meditate, to have a personal time. They also give, I think, mental health counseling for black people. I don't know if it's for free, but since it's an NGO, definitely it's going to be for free. And so Kizzle was interviewing Jelani on the show, and by the way, Jelani is married. He's married, and it's not important to this video, but I'm saying it because of how this guy kept talking about the wife, and he made for quite a while. I felt like I need to marry you. Wow, I haven't seen a black person like praising the wife like he did, man. And by the way, Kizzle too seems to be in a very serious relationship, even going to couples therapy with a girlfriend and all. So they are out of bounds, guys. If you need somebody to, hit me up, but you never know. That's just by the way. So they talked about a whole lot of things. So some of the things they talk about mental health therapy for black people. They talk about self-discovery, discovering yourself, and how to navigate through life and get to self-actualization, like to be able to discover yourself and fulfill your God-given talent. They talk about meditation, they talk about hiking in the forest and all. And as part of the mental therapy for Black people, how as a Black person you can forgo some of those episodes where you sort of break down and it, like you break down and there's nothing is working. Now all of a sudden you have, I mean, when I say episode, you know what I mean, mental problems. And there are tons of people going through this, especially Black people, because society expects so much from us, right? And sometimes when we feel like we've fallen short, it sort of has its own effect on our mind. And as part of this therapy, that is where Kizzle talks about his experience when he stepped in Ghana. Or the point that he's trying to make is that when you step in Ghana, and I do believe it should be in a lot of African countries, if not all of it, but the feeling in Ghana is different. Even for me, a Ghanaian who I was born in Ghana, but I traveled to China for about an extended period of time. And when I was coming back in 2022, the thought that I got on the flight, in fact, I slept through a 12-hour flight from China to Ethiopia, Addis Ababa. I slept through the flight. Just the thought of I'm going home, that alone. I slept through. The only time I realized that I opened my eyes was when I had a gong gong sound. You know, when the flight is touching down. That when I heard that sound, then I knew we are touching down. And that's when I opened my eyes. Just the thought of going home. And when I touched down, there was this new fresh air. And oh my goodness, that is even for me, somebody who has lived in Ghana for some period, let alone somebody who has lived in this bubble, in a society where you always have to be looking at your shoulder, like anything, somebody at all can get an episode and just take your life, right? And let alone living in this challenge. I always say challenge for Black people. And then when you step out, you realize that everybody is just like you. People are going minding their business, and people are ready to help you. That is Ghana. People are just ready to call you brother. There's no reason why you should. In fact, this habit of mine, currently I'm in the States, but sometimes I don't even lock my door. And it's the fact, I don't know. I'm not saying there are no bad guys there in the country, but there are tons of them that are willing to do good to you, that you just forget yourself that there are even bad people in this world. Like, and that alone is refreshing. That alone gives you that mental peace. That alone really gave me a serious psychological peace that I wouldn't find in any therapy, right? And I want to challenge every person in the diaspora. I think Steve Harvey has said it, and I have said it, and I've made a lot of episodes where people are talking about their experience in Ghana. And this is one of them. Take that challenge. Save, I think $1,500 or $2,000 will get you a ticket. Find an extra $2,000. Just go get that Ghana 2 months experience. You'll be fine. You will be fine. You understand what Kizzle was saying. You understand what I am saying. After living in a stand, I really can relate it, and I feel it. And it's not just Ghana. Go to Rwanda. Go to Nigeria. Go to Seychelles. Go to Ivory Coast. Just go see people who are like you, people who are trying to make life work for them. The tenacity, the zeal that people put in their work as Black people. You realize that we were successful, man. We used to be successful. We were successful. We've been successful. In fact, we are descendants of the Egyptians, those people that built the pyramid. Yes, just think about that. We are genius, right? You can't talk about modern, our modern world without and take us out, right? You can't do that, right? And so I want to challenge every person that as part of your mental therapy, especially Black people, those living in the diaspora, especially those that are living in the US bubble, those that are living in the European bubble, take that trip. I'm not forcing you, don't go there. If you have money enough to invest and make life there, that's fine. But just take that trip. That is a therapy on its own. Once again, my name is Bequin Bernard Boma. Call me Ben Carson. There's the Black Sweet Tonight African Rising channel. Share this video. Please share it, like it, and subscribe if you haven't. You want to hit 5K by the end of the month.